and welcome to 7-Second Summer Camp. My name is Gold Vision. It's 7:77 p.m. We're gonna do a little. I'm very excited. I don't know if you can tell. This is a big day for me because I finally get to play a game that I've been looking at and seeing online for a long time. And you might have seen it in the description, so I'll leave it to mystery for a second. We got a couple things we got to get through, but sorry, I'm trying to hold in my excitement, but it's a it's an achievement of sorts for me. So before we get into it, let's focus on the victory portal. I feel that we've achieved a certain level of victory over impatience. I feel like seeing this game pop into my inbox and realize that it's a real opportunity. I finally get to play it. I've been looking forward to it and trying to put it in the back of my mind. It's been in development since 2022, so I see it in the background, and I got to play the demo for a little bit and made a little section of a video about it at some point, but now it's real. And now it's exciting. So we can just meditate on the victory portal real quick if you want to just close your eyes, take it in. And I'm going to get through the announcements real quick. These are from the camp director, as you know. And I just got to, we'll get through them. We'll meditate on the victory portal. And then we're going to get into a tiny Glade. This pretty dynamic and beautiful game. These announcements... this week is a celebration of life. So whatever that means to you, make sure to celebrate life fully. I think that we're all really trying really hard to do all the things that are important to us, and there's a lot of conflict and difficulties that we're going through, but really we can't forget to celebrate all the wonderful things that we have and all the joy that comes from having them. So focus on that this week, however you celebrate life. Patience does pay off. I don't know where I saw that contraction. Patience does pay off. So that's something to keep in mind. I think we all knew that, but it's so hard to be patient. And when you finally do achieve that victory of patience, you don't think, wow, I can't wait to be patient again. You just enjoy whatever is on the other side of that rainbow. So I think it's important to keep being patient as we encounter new things throughout our lives, because it is a wonderful ebb and flow experience to get used to something not being there and then for it to be there again. And then finally, wear clean socks. That just seems like a good universal suggestion. So that's exciting too. I aspire to myself. I don't think that announcement's for me in particular, but it's something there. That's the indicator that the victory portal, we have entered it. And the fireflies here in the firefly fields are just popping off. They're going nuts. We're using the VR overlay, so I'm going to try to line it up without actually having mixed reality. We're gonna dodge it around a little bit. Maybe I think we find the meditation log and move our way up from it. Yeah. And yes, of course, it's the victory marshmallow, which is on its way. It's cooking it up on its way over to us. Perfect. Lovely, tasty. And now I'm excited. Let's get into it. Let's get into this game I've been looking forward to for quite some time, called, as you know, Tiny Glade. Boom. I played it for the first time. I don't know if I need the Vulkan extension setting. It sounds important, but there's nothing guaranteed it's necessary. If you don't know, Tiny Glade is just it's a very illustrated, beautiful building game. And I actually don't know how the gameplay will play out, but I'm excited to have a real change of pace. We played a pretty traumatic game for me yesterday on Sunday Scaries. I lost some sleep just due to some of the imagery and some of the traumas that we went through. It wasn't terrible, and nobody got killed or anything. I don't think I saw that, but it was still left me with a state of discomfort, even though we achieved some things and achieved what we set out to, which was change the characters' customizations that had kind of slipped under the radar. So here we go, Tiny Glade. Welcome. Tiny Glade is a small diorama builder where you doodle whimsical castles, cozy cottages, and romantic ruins. There's no management, combat, or goals. Just kick back and turn forgotten meadows into lovable dioramas. In Tiny Glade, building elements interact with each other. For example, try drawing a path through a wall. Let's see what else you can discover. We hope you have fun. Let's go. And this is, I think, why the victory portal opened up today, because this is the kind of thing that I've been talking about for a long time. The low stress, the beautiful scenery, the perfect imagery, those kind of elements that I've been demanding from circumstances and waiting for. They seem to be increasing in frequency and in availability. And I think that it's a combined effort between the aspiration of a lot of people. And it's not necessarily, I don't take ownership for these perspectives as much as I'm willing to admit that I do want them. And I'm just trying to learn what's going on here and live in the mystery of this beautiful art. I want to draw a path through a building, I guess. And I don't want to do anything offensive. Select the tool. Is this path size? Yeah. Oh yeah. You could do this all day. Zigzag paths around the castle. I'm gonna try to create a healing building. I don't know if you know this, but I've been working on becoming an intuitive healer. It seems like a natural series of events. I've learned some things about that and what that means to be from people, and through my own personal journey, things have kind of naturally led that way. So we're gonna try to open up our hearts and our chakras and whatever else kind of elements that seem important to us, without trying to inflict damage or harm or destroy anything, if that's okay. We're going to start off slowly and just think about where we want to go. In fact, honestly, is this what this can't be, but it might be what I built on my own in the demo. It might just be this new persistent thing. Do I have to pick a new game? Yeah, this is my Glade from before, except there's a lot more world to explore and a lot more little options here. A chance to build water. Oof. You see that? A little lily pond here. Just exploded out of nothing. Man. So welcome, and thank you for being here. My name is Gold Vision. As you know, I'm the gaming counselor here at 7 Second Summer Camp. My goal is to find unique experiences, to share them with others, and then to grow those experiences, because I really do believe in being the change you want to see, and we've seen the change that I want to become the change that we do see. And it's not so much an individual effort as much as it is a combined human effort, and I think that if we all have the same goals and we can clarify them, if we can clarify the human element of our dreams and what's important to us, instead of necessarily seeking out our own personal solo aspirations of achieving things as an individual, which are important but also kind of egocentric. If we can move on from those things and then move toward creating communal efforts and seeing things that we can share with others and build together, I think that the world will get better faster, instead of getting lost in what we don't have or what others are keeping away from us. You know? Yes, this is something I built a long time ago, and I feel a little it feels Feels fresh, even though it's an original. I don't think this chaotic window arrangement is something that was the default. It's something that was part of the storytelling of the game. So let's enjoy it for a second. This was kind of a chaotic arrangement of things, but I really used up all the space in the demo, and I think that now that I know how to build a lily pond, and the ducks will come out of nowhere to visit it. And I don't know if I want to get into the destruction of terrain as much as the rearrangement of it, because it seems like the life element has been persistent between the objects. It seems like to create water in the in what we remove of the land is kind of a net zero arrangement. It seems like it's all important, and it's not about the destruction as much as it's about the transmutation, which is a big element for us. So yeah, we're gonna do the daily theme. Welcome to Tiny Daily. We know from personal experience that sometimes you need a bit of inspiration to get doodling. Each day we'll share a new theme and a starting glade. Today's theme is Castle on a Cliff. Let's go. Alright, so we're gonna do this. It looks like the cliff is already here. The castle is too. And I feel like we naturally just want to build a cross bridge of these two things, but I think maybe we'll stack it up first and try to build it a little taller. Build it up a little bit. It doesn't seem like there's a tremendous amount of rules that restrict our building. That's not what I wanted to happen, by the way. I could undo it, but I think I'm going to keep going with it and just see what value we can find in this mysterious arrangement. I played a game similar to this in the past. Townscaper, as you know. And I don't know, I made the claim that would be the next Fortnite. I don't know if that's panned out yet, but it's possible that a game like this could attract, especially creative mode players. Just the simplicity and how streamlined it is to customize the world. We're all just throwing our efforts and energies at the world every day. 24 hours we all get. Ooh, a palette. Yikes. Too many options. Too many chaotic options. I'm gonna try to remember how to do all the things that I wanted to do before, because I know that there are unlocks and various other joyful elements that slowly make their way into your inventory, your repertoire over time. Let's keep going. I'm gonna build a looping, arching castle here and get it going element to element all the way around. Yeah, almost perfect. That's great. And then I guess one more to make it all the way across, right? We want to get it in here. There we go. Okay. And then we'll paint the whole thing. Just one wonderful way. That's good. All the way around. Same thing. I really like the sunset hitting the water here. That's really nice. Looks like we have a sheep. Sheep with an umbrella in the sky. Which is great. Alright, castle wall. Let's see how... Oof. I feel comfortable undoing decisions, the experimental nature of placing things in the world. I think that if you create something you have the same freedom to remove it from the world, especially if it's just an arrangement of material and not necessarily life or any of the elements that are used to build that. And now I'm gonna get lost in placing windows in meaningful arrangement. Which will help me mature as a person and think about the value of construction and the difficulties that come from it. I also think there was a tutorial, but I don't seem to be keep this going. Whole 3 set of windows. All the way around. Nice. It's all about planning. I'm planning on the go. Pretty powerful stuff. Right out of the gate. I think we don't want these arches to be so tenuous, so dangerous. I don't know if that's a good idea to have them kind of unsafe like this. So let's see if we can find a way to build within them. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, something a lot like that. Keep them connected. Keep them about the same elevation. I would love to connect them too. But I just want to make sure that we have all the settings on. Move, zoom, rotate, icon size, screenshots, and all of it. All of it's connected. Yeah. I think we could keep expanding it too. But I think elevation is really important for the human experience. I don't know if this is true or universal, but I feel like being higher up and looking out onto things makes you feel safe. I don't know if that's true. Ooh, flags. I don't know if we're ready for flags. But we'll get there. Oof. That could be something too. Just this tremendous thing. There's a comment about someone's folding laundry right now. And that's funny because I did want to comment about the value of that. I think that was the whole sentiment about the clean socks earlier. I think it's so easy to fall into things that seem more important when really taking care of what we have an abundance of is much more important most of the time. And I find myself getting lost a lot in looking out toward what I'm trying to achieve without appreciating what I already have. You know, I forgot how intuitive this was. You see this? I don't know, I feel like it shouldn't be there. Oof, it's just this huge building here. I really like not having to use resources to get here as well. I think, and I've been meaning to write down all my thoughts about this, but I think I'll just kind of speak them out real quick. I think that gaming is evolving, and it's not the same as it was. And I think a lot of people don't understand that. I think a lot of people are chasing what they used to have or what they used to do. And those things don't, you can't read a book for the first time more than once. Unless you have a problem remembering things. I guess is the safest way to say that. And otherwise you have to, you're evolving, you're moving on to the next thing. You've learned what the story was. You're now more elaborate person, a more informed and knowledgeable person. You're evolving, and so you have to do the next thing. You can't do the same thing, and you can't go back and do the old thing for the first time again. And I keep seeing over and over all over the internet people complaining and saying gaming doesn't feel the same way as it has in the past, and it's because a lot of us are trying to chase the experience we've already had before for the first time. And I think that's okay, and it's a beautiful aspiration, but it's nostalgia. What you're trying to do is chase that feeling by doing the same thing, and you're not it's not the thing that did it. It was who you were when you did the thing, and so now you're somebody else, and now you need to do the next thing. And that's why I've been so focused on the evolution of video games rather than just the ones that are the focus of players chasing that past, that same nostalgic past. I've seen a lot of retro games becoming the focus of people's attention, but I don't think that people are actually playing these retro games. I feel like people are. There was like a month where everybody was accumulating emulation, and it was really big because it was finally on phones, and everyone was so excited that they could finally play these games on their phone that they had missed, or that they used to be expensive. And all legality aside, you weren't actually it's not the same thing, because those games were exciting when they were released because nobody had played them before and because the graphics were cutting edge at the time. And now those are just foundational bricks. They're like the bottoms of these towers. They're important. They hold us up, but that's not where you want to be. You don't want to, I mean, you're welcome to just enjoy these foundational pillars, these like bricks at the bottom. Down here, your Donkey Kong and your Pac-Man and your Mario Brothers and all those old games, and your GoldenEye and all these different very early gaming experiences. But we've grown, we know more. We're looking for more experiences, we're looking for higher levels of joy, and so we have to keep going. And it's exciting, but it's also uncertain. And I know that I can't tell you which way things are going, and I know that we have control over which way things are going. But we have to keep seeking that out. We can't just go back to what we used to have, because that's not working. And games are evolving too, in real time. A lot of them that are being actively developed, they're changing with the tides. They're getting better. The software's getting better. The graphics are getting better. But it's really about the newness. The new changes what we've never seen before and what we're seeing for the first time. Those beautiful things are what we can embrace and enjoy now. And so I just wanted to say that because I think a lot of people are getting lost in the past, and I really want to welcome everyone into the future because we're here. we're here, and the sooner that we all get excited about it and start looking at what new stuff is happening, the more fun we're gonna have with that new stuff. Is it autumn right now? Is that what's happening? Looks like I can change the time of day and the direction of things. Yeah. That's perfect. How do you hide the interfaces thing? Oh man. Look at this intense menu. I can't even begin. What is this? Eyeball, aperture. Come on. Little vignette button. The focus, autofocus. Little tilt shift. It's nasty. It's so wonderful. So yeah, I played the demo of this, but it didn't have all these features, and it was still kind of the beginning. Are these little little tiny windows? Put down here. I'll experiment this way. So I think customization is becoming a big part of gaming now. It always kind of was, but now I think we can customize so much more than we ever have before. And the creativity that allows players to exhibit is so wonderful that the more creative games allow you to be, the more powerful we're going to become as people. I think that, I don't know if it's possible for this game, but in general, opportunity to share and I think export the elements that we create in games is going to become increasingly important too. To be able to transfer elements that you create from one place to the next. I think that's one of the reasons why Minecraft is such a beautiful situation, because it's just a 3D voxel editor, so you're really just creating, you know, pixel art that can be put in different systems, and it's storing data that way. And I think that's exciting, but it's also it's like the beginning. Can I make this bigger? It looks like it's kind of a one-size thing. Yeah, I can grab it, but I can't. It's a one-size chimney. I guess that's okay. Oh man. And it feels like time's just passing as this building grows. But I'm not worried about what's gonna happen next. I don't know if you feel that. I'm really a feelings-focused player. I hope that's okay. And if you're just joining, my name is Gold Vision. I'm a traditionally peaceful player who looks for peaceful games to play and then dramatic games with peaceful paths, as I tried to make the world better by pursuing beautiful imagery and appreciating the art that's created by players and the developers of the games that are made available to us over time. This is just a perfect little Zen garden, multi-dimensional one. I think my favorite is the these very elaborate windows, but I guess I don't want them here. I'll do those little what are these called? They're not turrets. They have a name. What happens if we do that? It's not gonna happen. I'm just gonna keep putting them down here. They feel like little filters or something like that. And I don't know if we're able to build upwards. Like build terrain in the sky, like a little garden up here or something. So we'll see about that. It looks like I really want a big window back here too. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it in the way that I want to. So let's keep it level with, or I guess up here is good. Maybe right there. Yeah. Except that looks a little sloppy. Looks a little dirty. That's okay though. Kind of adds to the style. Oh, did I go inside? Can you go inside? I think I accidentally went inside. Oh. Part of it. Part of the reality. I feel like you're not supposed to. I feel like that's kind of the secret. We'll add a little bonus window up here. It's starting to look real good though. This castle in the sky. Keep expanding. There we go. There's an accusation in chat. I'm not sure what I'm in direct violation of. I did say give freely in a video. I stand by that. I really aspire to to be open to sharing as much as possible, as often as possible. What was rotate? Sorry, how embarrassing. Controls. Rotate is left and right, or right mouse button. Q and E go up and down. Show all editing controls. Okay. Show. Yeah, and then one of these ones. Oof. Look at this silly building now. Oh. So dramatic. We're gonna keep going. Can you feel the energy expanding? I don't know what that is, but like I said at the front, I'm trying to become more of a healing persona and figure out what that means as an artist. And I think that I'm building just a serene place for my imagination to exist peacefully. It feels inexact placing these windows. It's a little difficult. That's good though. And then I guess flags, we should pop one on somewhere so that way people know that people live here. On the top of these 3 little flags right there to make us feel safe. But yeah, I wanna have the sense of healing. It's really important that we work through our traumas. I think that's one of the reasons why people play a lot of traumatic games with negative imagery, is the way to have control over the imagery instead of it haunting them. That they feel like they can do something about it, and they can just, it becomes more tactile and visible. And I think that's really important. But I also think that there's tremendous value in moving toward peaceful imagery and allowing that to be the thing that you have control over. I think this will work up here. I don't want to lose that tree. Look at that cool little thing. What's the point? I think we've kind of lost the joy of architecture somewhat recently as well. I feel like we don't. I don't know if anybody watched the No Clip documentary about D.E. Dust, about the kid who designed that map. It's really good and you should check it out. Just because it speaks so much to a different era of how modding was and how players were just such an intense part of the artistic expression of games. They still are, but it was like it was a whole thing. Wow, sideways chimneys on the sides? You seen that? That changes everything. Sideways chimneys on the sides? But this is giving me the kind of freedom. I remember I used to make Counter-Strike maps, and I used to make Half-Life maps and things. And Quake 2. And I remember how hard it was just to... It wouldn't let you run the map. It wouldn't let you... If you couldn't compile it some way, there couldn't be any like gaps in between any of the geometry in the map. Otherwise it would just say it doesn't work, and so everything had to be perfectly lined up all the time. And just little things like that made it very difficult to get anywhere. And so now it just feels like this is an insane amount of progress that's happened since then. The idea of just throwing something together like this and being able to go through it and take pictures of it and be a part of it is really eye-opening. See if we can unlock any more tiles. I don't know exactly what I need to do, but I feel like I need more flat terrain to plant flowers on or something. Let's try it just in here. Oof. You see that? I'm doing this to everything. I want to see these flowers everywhere. Grow them up. I don't know what they're doing to the native land. How much they can go. Can they go bigger than that? But that's just big. That's the bigger size of the tool. Yeah. Oh, cool. And they go in the water too. It's like these lotus flowers. I don't know if you know about the significance of those and a spiritual way of it. Being able to just plant them, being able to just open them up like that. I think the key message that I've been trying to nail home recently is that we've accomplished a lot. We should be enjoying the victories that we've achieved. It might seem like there's a lot of turmoil and confusion and difficulty in the world, and there's a lot of games that keep presenting complicated motifs. A lot of games that are suffering just on their own and not becoming what they need to be or whatever, but there's a lot that we have done, and I think we just get swept away in the drama of the past, the elements out there that make things they cause us to forget all the things that we've done. It seems very difficult for me at times to just appreciate what I've achieved. I'm always focused on the next thing. I have an endless to-do list, and I forget that I've done anything. But just seeing this game come out and seeing it work in the exact way that I would want a game that looks like this to work, and get to be just an avid player of it, and it's that simple. This is the kind of thing that when I talk about manifestation, it's like the aspiration. It's not that I need to be in control of it. It's just that it needs to exist, and it will exist if we aspire to and kind of demand it from reality. Look at this crazy thing I just put together. We need more towers, particularly right here. It's so intuitive. And I'm sure I'm like I would consider myself mildly competent in this particular artistic endeavor. I bet there's some individuals who can really take this to the next level. And maybe someday I'll do something completely innovative. But for now, it's kind of cool just to add my own little spice to it. Yeah. We can add trees, but I feel like we're in the forest, and it's the last thing we need. Honestly, I want to keep expanding the castle as it just exists in the sky like this. Maybe add a couple more of these to branch it out. man. It is so peaceful though. Can we just add like a big long thing here? It's like a double roof. It'll interrupt my chimney. Or just let it be in the center of it. That's working. Another one of those. Yeah. And then... how do you expand it? Rotate it. There you go. Yeah. I feel like this is the gymnasium or something. This kind of church up here in the sky. Wasn't my intention. I think the windows just kind of lend themselves to a more traditional motif. Represent certain denominations. I'm not restricting the inhabitants to any particular creed or code. I think it would be exciting to live somewhere like this, though. I think stuff like that's gonna happen. My real aspiration, I don't know if it's gonna be in my lifetime. What I'm really hoping is that the reason this Fortnite generation is happening is not so much for the chaos of the battle royale and the stress of the winner takes all system, but so that way they're used to taking energy and reallocating it and building new things out of what exists. I'm really hoping that it's kind of like a secret hope of mine that eventually we're going to find ways to go through industrialized abandoned areas, break down all of the components that aren't being used safely, and then repurpose them in fun ways, like build a castle like this to hang out in, just for fun, just because resources will be so readily available that it'll be a celebration of that instead of getting lost in any other of the competitive details that we so obsess about right now. Yeah, just keep going. Oh, I don't know if the tree is being destroyed when I do this. It's hard to know. It is being removed or replaced or shrunk down, it seems. You know, it seems like it's a property of it. So I don't know. I don't feel too dramatic. If I accumulated a resource out of that, or something happened, and I saw wood shavings, and knew it was a one-way trip, I might feel differently. But in the interim, it's not a tremendous problem for me. Look at all this. It just keeps going. Who cares? Do whatever you want to, right? I feel like we don't need any of those ground fences yet. But I'm worried that I'm not unlocking something, so I'll toss one down here. Maybe just on this rock. Oh, it feels so abrasive, honestly. Just like a little ruin. A little cozy ruin. Just like a protection wall or something. I don't know. What? It feels like it stands out in a way that I don't want it to. It was a nice idea though. Nice. A nice move. Let's just stick with the lotus flowers everywhere. Along the coastline. The power of creation. The beauty that comes from it. Just look at that. It's so powerful, this camera tool. Let's make it night, obviously. Or magic hour is probably the safest way to go. And then I guess you change the angle at which the sun is. It's just the light source though, right? Yeah, bring it down. Turn the lights on, probably here at like 9 o'clock. What are Just like 3 o'clock? Can't tell you what time it actually is. And then you can turn off the passage of time, which I will do for a little bit and forget about, if that's okay. We gotta keep going. We gotta go hard. Well, I want like extreme coziness. You know, I'm at that point in my life where I don't dilly-dally about the cozy nature of reality. I do everything in my power to maximize peacefulness, to see how far we can expand, see how grand our constructions can be. Let's see, you can bevel the roof? Oh man, I can't decide. I think we naturally want this this sloped roof thing, but then I have to do it everywhere. So maybe I'll just keep it kind of neutral for a second. I think I want to build around it, if possible. Yeah. Can I grab this entire object? Somewhere deep inside. Up and down. Yeah. If you're just joining, my name is Gold Vision, and I'm here trying to create the most peaceful castle that I can today. I play every game with the most peaceful attitude that I can have, aspiring to be the change I want to see in the world. And I think it's working. I don't know if you knew this, but yesterday or 2 days ago, I think it was yesterday, was International Peace Day. And I heard the statistic thrown around that only 14% of the world is at war. I don't know what the value of that is, but I think it is important too, and I do think that we don't do it enough. Focus on how many people go to sleep every night in a peaceful way, because I think that number is pretty dramatically high, and I think we're just trying to increase it. And I think that we're gonna do it over time, but we have to focus on it. We have to with all cylinders move in that direction. And it's just my personal opinion, obviously, but it might just be because I've done so much that I know what the consequences of my actions are often, and I aspire to continue to walk in that direction. And because I meditate so often, and it's become such a big part of my life, that I know the value there as well. And I really do recommend meditation as a personal path for everybody. I know that most people still aren't really adopting it as a personal practice, and I respect that, because it doesn't seem like it's necessarily aligned with the kinds of tools that are necessary to find success, especially in a particular capitalist society, or really any kind of competitive community. It seems like the idea of sitting there peacefully, focusing on your breath, and just being a witness to your life rather than trying to be in control of it, it seems antithetical to finding success. But I don't know if the alternative, which is to grind as hard as possible and to never rest and to never appreciate where you are and who you are and focus on what you are, to never do that as an alternative, I don't know if that's the healthiest choice either. I don't know where this is going, by the way. this building. I know where I'm going with my meditation experiences, but this particular building keeps expanding in ways that are surprising me. Kind of want it to be low like this. Yeah, there's a comment that it's pretty down by the water, and I would have to agree that this is really stepping up. I really want to get some windows on here, but only after I've built all the base architecture. Yeah, there we go. Yep, right through. I want this kind of base wall here. It curves around. These are such basic geometric objects that have ended up being really interesting and compelling. Yeah. Another one. And move it up. Oof. Look at that. Looks so natural. And normal. Sounds like there's a dog. Which, as you know, dogs are welcome at camp, so I think it'll be okay. Oh. I feel like we're losing some frames, though. We might have to get some window work done real quick. I think we should match what we've done here. If we can. About the same elevation. And this is just a design technique, is to go to both sides and then go to the middle, rather than try to do the whole thing. And then, yeah, gap them out this way, and then this way. To kind of let it all line up. And that's looking good. I don't think you can get more elaborate than that. Am I right? I think that's it. That's where you start and you end. Yeah, we're losing frame rates for sure. Nothing that a couple flags won't solve. Here on top. I think I edited it to something that wasn't where I wanted it to go. It's okay. And we definitely need some corner fireplaces. Because it's really just this completely outrageous idea I've never considered before. Yeah, just back here. Just a double chimney. You can figure out the fireplace. The internal work, that's a completely different player's responsibility. There's nothing to do with me. Yeah, keep them going. Keep it cozy inside there. I'm loving it. I feel like time didn't stop after all. I think the sun's coming up, but it's okay. And then nice little windows over here. Let's gap them out. Oof. Get it going. Right there. Oh, corner windows too in the middle of the fireplace? Is that an option? What's happening? Is it right in the middle or something? Oh, it's like a little mini chimney. Go for it. Yeah. These corner windows are everything. It's very hard to do, or annoying to do in normal 3D modeling, to like break an edge down like that and just add something to it and have your chimneys up here alongside. You see this? See how natural that is? It's just happening. It's just the evolution of design. Someday people will use tools like this and they'll just 3D print out their castle that they want to see. Hopefully it'll be very accessible for everybody. It won't be an exclusive Cyberpunk 2077 situation. I'm gonna put just one basic window here. It's just like an attic up there. And I think I'm completely running out of the processing power necessary to keep this game going. So I'm just gonna add a couple more corner windows. And then I think we're gonna call it a night, because it's getting late, and you don't want to spend all your victory in one place. You know, you want to spread it out all over. You want to enjoy all that the world has to offer, and be a part of as much as possible. And it's really fun just to exist that way. I think this one will be that this thing. Yeah. Look at that. Look at all that though. This is my fault for keeping my computer on all day, by the way. Yeah, the ambience and the endless fireplaces. Smokestacks everywhere. This little bonus window here. And here. And one in one of each of these little segments. Can we zigzag them? That's something that you don't see. But you do now. What a creative aspiration achieved. Alright, we definitely gotta make sure to take a picture. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Just having a day. Just existing somewhere. Just imagining how wonderful it can be, and how cozy our thoughts can get. What's this? Oh, just different filters. We can start with the basic one. Yeah. And then is this just a gimbal? Does this take the picture? I think it's all good. This picture's what you can see right now, you know. We don't need to open any menu options or whatever. There's one quick question in chat about how much the windows cost, and it really does seem like it's a hardware cost. It's a how much energy it needs to place them and render them. But there's no cost restrictions that have affected my gameplay. And as somebody who has limited time and who has built a lot of things in the past, the idea of having to gather every little bit of resources to just do what I just did, to extend the duration of the game arbitrarily, doesn't seem as important in this day and age. It made sense in the past. There were fewer games to play, less space to cover, so you'd want to make the game take a little bit longer and have a little bit more of a payoff. But now that there's so many different ideas to learn and so many different experiences to explore, we gotta get to the point. We gotta get the experience done. There's still a bunch of different things to do, but I'm not spending any time doing redundant things to get to this point, and I think that's very wonderful. And so I'm here celebrating the victory that has come from wanting to play a game like this, saying that I want to play a game like this a lot, and then seeing it here in front of me. I hope that you use your time and energy to focus on what you want to see more of, and I think that you will if you really concentrate on that. Not if you concentrate on what you don't want to see, not if you spend time complaining about what you don't enjoy that exists, but rather if you spend your time seeing what you like and wanting more of it, and then personally endeavoring to express that desire. I think you'll get there, because I know I did. And that's how I did. Okay. Well, anyway, we're back at camp. That was Tiny Glade. It's a fun game. It's a creative game where you draw out the idea of the world that you want to see with very easy to use tools. And this is 7 Second Summer Camp, the meditation game I made to enjoy your first person skills while you meditate in a unique world that I think welcomes gamers in the same way that Tiny Glade does too. So thank you for joining. Thank you to the Patreon producers for getting me here, for all your contributions over the years. Thank you for helping me get a copy of Tiny Glade. And thank you for everyone watching and your comments and being present, because I think you know that we're building the world we want to see. I think it's all very positive energy. I hope that you take that positive energy that we shared together, you keep yours, and I'll keep mine, and we'll grow it together, and we'll help paint out the castles of our own design over the next week, this celebration of life. I don't have much else to say on those subjects. I think I really got all the points across, but I'm very thankful that you got them across with me, and I hope you have a wonderful night. And as always, I ask you, go on to your dreams.